welcome back to the two. Caitlin and I made a bet this morning, and I won the bet, so she makes my breakfast.
Yep.
Just to clarify, she makes my breakfast every morning. We've been up for a minute. Someone went to work. Someone watched the Italy Pro.
One of us is a bodybuilder and one of us actually needs to make the money.
Choose your words very carefully. There's Kalachinsky is going to the Open Olympia. Big time news, huh?
Huge.
Huge.
Massive.
To be fair, when I excitedly told you after you got home from work, you did know who Earth was.
I knew what was up.
Some would say you're somewhat of a classic aficionado now, thanks to me.
Turns out I know more about bodybuilding now than I have ever known.
But I'm here for it. He looked insane. I've been asked a bunch of times if I would ever switch to Open. What do you think?
Road to Opens.
Pardon?
Road to Opens.
Road to Opens?
No.
No. Can't afford the drugs.
We'll stick with Classic, thanks.
We'll stick with Classic. I'm not even big enough for Classic yet. How am I going to switch to Open? Yes.
Why do you want that in there?
Huh?
No, you can have it.
My favourite part of Caitlin making me breakfast. I didn't lick the whisk. Are you moisturising with cocoa butter?
Yeah, bro. Anabolic.
We're all about skin health in this household.
Gotta be.
Did you like my beard this morning?
Yeah. Did you razor?
No.
Oh.
I used the beard oils and the comb and the beard balm?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Man has groomed.
Can't groom anything on the top of the dome. May as well groom it.
Groom it.
May as well groom it from every other angle. I think we're officially at maintenance now. So body weight is holding steady at 104.4, give or take a couple hundred grams, depending on how effective my morning black coffee is. Consuming 3,800 calories. We made a few adaptations to the diet. So I pulled down carbs a little bit, increased fats a little bit. I also needed to add a little bit of extra fiber, so we've done that. And now we're sitting at a really good spot where I'm like eating just shy of 4,000 calories, starving at some points of the day, not overly hungry at other points of the day. But I think it all comes down to meal timing, food choices, whether they're overly satiating foods or not. And once you've been doing this long enough, you kind of figure out what works best for your body and what doesn't work best for your body. And I think we've collectively decided that broccoli probably doesn't work best for my body. So we'll probably pull broccoli out and use something else as a variation. So we're going to eat this, watch some... Fuad's currently doing a review of the Italy show, which is good. Do you reckon you'll do Germany? I'm not sure.
I thought you were talking about me doing Germany. I was like,
I mean, you can do Germany if you want.
Not. I am in zero position to be doing Germany right now, let alone a show next season.
Because the general consensus is that once you win a show, especially this close to Olympia, you
Personally, I wouldn't.
But he's from Germany.
So why wouldn't you do Germany as your first show?
Look, you made a really valid point.
Exactly. If you were going to do it, you would do it, right?
You made a very valid point here. So we're going to get this meal down. Then we will head to Ashmore. I'll run you through the pool workout, and we'll get a lot of training clips today, because I want to be very thorough with the new training program. So we'll get a lot of clips for that. And then we'll discuss a few things afterwards, I think. Guys, the mics are back. Let's hope and pray that they are somewhat adequate. Caitlin's in the gym today, somewhere. Also training an upper style of programming, which means you might get to see the unicorn herself in fine form. But as I start all of my sessions now, because I'm a fucking old man, we do about 15-20 minutes on the treadmill, just moving the body, pumping some blood, getting some steps up, whilst we sip on some Muscle Nation Pre, Code Orch. And Then we come down and we limber up. Do a little bit of mobility, a little bit of foam rolling, mentally prepare for the session ahead, which will be as follows. Single arm iliac row. We will then move on to chest supported T-bar. Then we will do, I've forgotten already. It's a new program, guys. Give me a break. Welcome back. So, upon some further research, we're going to do a close grip assisted pull-up. Now, the reason why we're going to be doing an assisted pull-up is because I'm a fat cunt. And I don't know if I could probably do 12 assisted pull-ups right now. So we're going to do a close grip assisted pull-up. And then we're going to do a kind of like a high to low cable reverse fly variation. So focusing on rear delts predominantly, but also targeting kind of like the teres major, teres minor, where the lat kind of inserts into the humerus through the shoulder here. And then we'll move into two of my favorite bicep movements, which will be a seated incline dumbbell and then a single arm preacher curl variation with some lengthened partials there as well. So obviously a lot of focus on back thickness this year, a lot of focus on quad development, and obviously biceps and never going to be big enough for as long as I shall live. So lots of focus and lots of volume going through those areas. Today will probably be, especially as it's a new downer program, I will almost definitely undershoot weights today on purpose and allow a solid baseline from a training stimulus standpoint, which gives us plenty of room to increase and overload in the weeks moving forward. Obviously, whilst PEDs are low, and when I say low, I genuinely mean low, because a lot of guys in this industry will say PEDs are low, and they're still running 10 grams per kilogram. But when I say low, I genuinely mean 250 milligrams of testosterone in terms of androgenic anabolic steroids. So it's a genuine sports TRT, if you will, which I have no qualms in admitting, no qualms in openly stating. And I've recently received blood work, which hopefully results will be back in the next sort of 48 hours, because it is a Monday morning here. And I can genuinely prove that to you. So we're here for a good time and a long time and a smart time. So that's the plan. I'm adequately stimmed up. I can very much feel the beta alanine coursing through my veins. So let's get into it. Is this a very compromising position that I'm laying in right now? Probably. But I'm here for it. You're here for it. This off-season is going to be one hell of a ride. I can already tell it's going to be the most progressive off-season I've ever had, which is very promising considering I've had some pretty promising off-seasons in the past. But knowing how this is set up, knowing how I know my compliance is going to be, 4 weeks post-show, and Caitlin and I went and saw a movie last night. Fantastic Four. Quite enjoyed it, to be honest with you. A bit late to the party, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I definitely didn't think it was as good as the original, but that's purely based on the fact that Chris Evans wasn't the Human Torch, and I'm one of the biggest Chris Evans fanboys going around. But I enjoyed it. But we took our meal prep, and it could have been easy to just sort of say, let's get a small popcorn and a couple of choc tops each. But we didn't, because we didn't need it. So we took our meal prep, and then I went home, made my cream of rice, went to bed, had a good night's sleep, and then promptly woke up at 3 a.m. to watch Italy Pro. And then went back to bed, because that's who I am as a person. And now we're going to train. Let's fucking go. Exercise numero uno is this pull through / iliac row / variation. So focus points here are pinkies down, and it's not a row, it's like a sweeping motion down, stretching, and then down to the ground. So making sure we're not breaking at the elbow joint and getting a tricep contraction. We want this as much lat focus and lower lat focus as possible. So stabilizing, pinky always to the floor. And then in a sweeping arching motion rather than a pull or a row. Down. So we'll do 2 work sets of 12 each arm there. And then we go to chest supported T-bar. Fuck yeah. G'd up. Movement numero dos is this Alpha Fit T-bar row. It's a bit of a fuck around, but once you get it right, it's right. So on the first couple of exercises, we'll do like 2 or 3 feeders. And then as we progress through the workout, obviously we need less warm-up, less feeder sets, less feeler sets. So I do a plate, do sort of 6 to 8 reps, do 2 plates, do kind of 3 to 4 to 5 reps. And then my working set will probably be 3 plates. Could I do more than that? Absolutely. But we're trying to train smarter, not harder. So we'll see how this feels. I always like to have my feet firmly on the ground. For me personally, I'm not like the heels up on the back pad. So I'll have the chest pad a little bit lower than most people would. We're using a close and narrow grip because we don't want to be too wide in this T-bar movement. Pull out. That's what she said. Stretch down. Get a nice big stretch to that mid back. Then I'll keep my chest compressed to the pad as we row. So a lot of people will lift that chest up and hit that whilst we row, but we want to stay nice and tight. Squeeze, making sure we're getting a really good mid back contraction here. And there is a foot pedal back there somewhere for that. So then we got a top set back off here. So like I said, lower volume. Maybe we'll add a 20 and a 10 to that. So we'll do 8 reps at 20, 40, 60, 70 kilos. And then back off to maybe 12 at 3 plates. I think it's pretty spot on. So we'll gauge that for the next set. And then progress from there. The hat's backwards so you know we mean business. And I really hope that halo is in the perfect position right now. Like that. It's kind of a perfect starting point. So the goal will be to stay at that weight for the next few weeks. Clean up the reps. Maybe elongate the stretch position a little bit. Pause where I feel I can pause. Get more stress and time under tension out of the same weight and the same rep scheme. To progressively overload the set from a stimulus standpoint. We'll back off 20%, which is like, I'll do the math. Turns out 20% reduction on 70 is 56 apparently, but 55 is what we're doing. So 55 by 12 is the goal. Hopefully nicer reps than the 8 at 70. I definitely like that set much better. But again, that cop set will stay the exact same for a couple of weeks. Aim for progression within the set without increasing load or reps. There's a method to the madness, I promise. All right, final total back movement. As I said, assisted because I'm fat, but just a couple of plates down. We're going to use the neutral grip, and we're going to try and keep our elbows as narrow as possible. So we don't want to flare and get a lot of teres major or sort of wider lat focus. We want to try and stay quite neutral grip with our elbows quite narrow as well. Full stretch, full contraction, all that good shit. I'm also using wrist straps to do pull-ups because I have the grip strength of a 12-year-old girl. Full stretch, keeping elbows narrow, and then pulling chest up. That's right. Very happy with that. So that was actually the second set because I didn't want to be a piece of shit and put my camera in front of someone for the first set. So that is the second set there done. Now we'll move into that rear delt kind of hard and low fly. I really like that. I've always been a massive, massive fan of pull-ups and that variation, being able to stay tucked in, kind of pull that chest up, really puts a lot of emphasis on the back in all the right places, which is what you want. Alrighty. Final posterior movement, and I'm going to start facing you because I'm about to turn around and do it in reverse. So whenever I'm using these kind of attachments, I want to remove forearm as much as possible. So I kind of grab the ball of the cable in my index and my thumb finger, just so we're not gripping onto it and getting too much forearm tension there. So it kind of just sits in that pocket. Then we'll turn around, cross over. So we're not rowing these, we're pulling these apart from high to low. So we're getting a nice rear delt contraction. You're getting a little bit of teres major, a little bit of teres minor, stretching forward and then pulling down. You don't need much. Like I said, if you do it right, it's all the right ways. Perfect. So we've got 3 sets of 12 there, nothing too crazy. And we hit some biceps. Alrighty. Oh, well, hello there. Biceps, because they're trash. Movement number 1 is incline. Ooh. Stretched portion bicep focus curl. Control eccentric contraction. That got heavy real quick. Holy shit balls. So much better. Take 2.5 kilos off and get 2.5 times the contraction. It's crazy. Humble yourselves, kids. You don't need to kill the 15 kilo dumbbells. If I don't need to kill the 15 kilo dumbbells, you don't need to kill the 15 kilo dumbbells. Unless you got bigger arms than me, in which case do whatever the fuck you want to do. Which is everyone watching this. So
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
let's move on. Single arm preacher go. You might hear me say the first thing I've ever said on camera in relation to biceps, and I think that's too light. Single arm, hammer strength, weight loaded, preacher curl. Ooh. It's very good. So we really like to jam that armpit down. Keep as much force production on the pad as possible. Think about keeping the hand and forearm nice and loose. So all of that force production comes through shortening the bicep. Hopefully. I lost count. Perfect. Nice. I think we have 2 sets of 12 and then length and partials. Sounds like that would be sufficient. And that's all forearm. Oh. Done. Day 1 of the new training program. Dusted. Back on biceps. We're here for it. Pushes tomorrow. That's exciting. Feel good. Feel really good. It's a good place to be. I think someone just went into the posing room. Gosh darn it. Maybe you don't get to see an off-season TRT Olympia prep. Physique check. Can't win them all. You're gonna head home, get a post-workout meal in, do some work. You guys know the drill. See you in the next one.